Hello everyone, this is Josh Vision, and I'm here to give you my Knightfall Season 1, Episode 5 review. So we begin this episode with Tancred running the gauntlet. So the gauntlet is basically, he has to carry a real heavy cross and basically drag it through, like in the middle of this line, with one side of the Knights Templar on the other, and vice versa. And each brother has to give Tancred a few hard blows, like legit blows. They can't hold back, because if they hold back, his sin won't be truly purged. Now, before this happens, Landry gives Tancred at least 3 opportunities to repent his sins. If he repented, then he wouldn't have needed to go on, do the gauntlet. Everything would have been forgiven, and it would have been back to normal. But Tancred was like, no, I don't regret what I've done, and I'm not going to repent. I believe I did the right thing. So Landry was like, okay. And these people, like these fellow Templars, they were really laying it on, man. Like the blood on his face, the broken nose, the teeth getting loosened. Like at one point, like the guy who he almost let take the fall for the murder of the Saracen, Pierre cold clocked him. Like Pierre gave him a Mike Tyson right hand, knocked him straight to the ground. And I was like, well, that's a little bit of payback for, old boy Pierre. But after that, we have this scene in which the king is speaking with William de Nogaret, and William de Nogaret is like, listen, I feel as though we shouldn't really go to war with England, because I don't really think that serves our best, interest and all that stuff. And the king's like, listen, they sent their message, and intentions plain and clear to me when they basically had my daughter's horse beheaded and put right in front of my palace. So I have to go to war. I can't show any weakness. So after that, he does a little rallying cry to his soldiers, and William de Nogaret tells his servant basically to go prepare his horse so he can go see the Earl of Oxford, the ambassador of England. So he goes over to the Earl of Oxford's quarters, and he's not there. And he's wondering, okay, where the crap is he? So later in the episode, he speaks to the king, and the king's wondering why in the world would he want to leave in the middle of the night, despite all the hospitality we gave him. Like that makes no sense. I guess it truly shows that England doesn't have any sort of honor or like delicacy, basically. So after that, we have this scene with Isabella and the Prince of Catalonia, and she's pissed off because the whole thing I mentioned earlier about the whole virginity thing, and why did he tell her, and all, like why did he tell his mother and all that stuff, and just the humiliation of her having to get checked to see if she was a virgin or not. And he was saying, listen, I didn't tell her. I don't know how she found out, and I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? She was like, yeah, I forgive you. And even then when she said that, I'm like, no, I don't believe this, because remember the last episode, she was basically telling William de Nogaret, like, I can't forgive him for that. And I'm sure, Uncle, we can find out a way to get some payback. So once I saw the look on her face and how quickly she accepted the apology, I knew there was something up, But either way, after that, we have William de Nogaret speaking with the Pope, and the Pope basically tells him that, yes, he's aware that there are some threats from England, that towards the royal court of France, and that they should let the king know what's really good. So before that happens, William de Nogaret drinks something, probably some wine, and he passes the freak out. Turns out he was poisoned. So since he was poisoned, the Knights Templar were summoned to the king's palace. Before that, we had this scene with Percival and Gawain, and they're trying to find Adelina, and they find out from the guy that was being up because of Adelina's decision not to turn over Percival, that she's actually after Roland. So Percival wants to find out where Adeline is, because he's concerned for her safety. But Gawain's like, listen, let's be patient. We'll figure something out. We'll save Adelina, and we'll get Roland for what he did, to his wife and all that stuff. So after that, we go, back to the palace. Landry is told by the king that he's actually been sleeping with his wife the last few nights, whatever, and that he's happy that they're back to normal, and to feel her passion again. I believe after that, Landry has a scene with her in which he tells her how he wished he could have killed Philip for telling him that. and how he was mad at the fact that after they like recently, quote unquote, broken up with each other, how she returned so quickly to his bed. Then again, Landry, that is her husband. It's like, you feel me? Like Landry just act like it's such a baby and an a-hole, in my opinion. But either way, during this conversation, she brings up the fact that the reason why she went back so quickly to Phil was because she was with Childs, with their child, and that basically by her sleeping with him, it would sort of fudge the details of who the father actually is. And I think Landry's first thought was, well, crap, what if he finds out? And she's like, listen, he won't find out. But either way, you made your choice. You don't want to sleep with me anymore. You're a grandmaster, and I'm the Queen of France. It is what it is. So while this talk is going on, there's a quick cut to the next scene in which I believe Gawain and Percival are questioning the Earl of Oxford's guards about where did he go, saying, how in the blue hell did the Earl of Oxford, the English ambassador, just go away into the middle of the night without y'all knowing where he went? Without a, you know what I mean? Like that makes no sense at all. Either y'all know, or y'all some idiots and y'all just disgraceful protectors. So during this whole talk, Gawain smells something, like some type of odor or something, and he goes to this box, this wooden box, whatever, and it's like some type of substance or something, but he sort of rolls his sword through it, and then it turns into fire. And I'm like, oh crap, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, this is on some Game of Thrones stuff. They got the Lightbringer back, But after that, they leave, and he tells Percival that this is Greek fire, and that the only one who knows about Greek fire that he actually knows would be Tancred. So Tancred is really being up, like when we see him in the cell, like he's literally like chained to the cross. His eyes are all like basically swollen shut, bloody. Unsurprised he ain't lost no teeth at all. You mean? But they're talking, and Gawain's like, listen, man, I need you to tell me, what you know to save France and the people and the wives and all that stuff. He's like, listen, you need my help? He said, you betrayed me. I did what I thought was good, and you just left me there and all that stuff. Gawain's like, no, you chose. You chose to kill the Saracen. You chose to not repent. You chose to take that beat down. That was your fault. So they're going back and forth, back and forth. Percival's like, yo, shut up, basically. There's something more important. Can you please tell us? So basically, Tancred tells him of the fact that he knew a Mamluk, I believe, or something like that. Mamluk, something like that. Or a Mongol basically. And that this person was good with the bow and sword, that they were alchemists, and that they give their skills to the highest bidder. And that this person, or people, I forgot exactly if he said like person or people, but either way, this individual, like, they'll find you, or he or she will find you when they want to find you, whatever. So that's the information that he gives them. So I believe Landry is told by Gawain this information about Greek fire and all that. And I believe, now that it comes to mind, before they left Tancred said something about brimstone, like either yellow or white brimstone, to put it all over the castle or the surrounding area, so that way, just in case the Greek fire gets lit, it won't cause that much damage or people won't die or some crap like that. But either way, back to what I was saying, Gawain tells Landry, and Landry tells the king this, and the king's like, listen, okay, we might have to move the wedding to like a different location, but this must happen because I can't afford to look weak and all that. So the wedding goes on as planned, but someone shoots an arrow, and Landry gets there at the right time to make sure it doesn't hit King Philip directly in the neck. Landry gets there to the right in time, literally, and it hits Landry like right above, like right here. So all chaos breaks loose, like seriously. And I believe at one point Isabella is captured by this masked individual, basically, and the prince goes after the masked individual to try to save Isabella. They get on this cart. It's kind of like Fast and Furious, but medieval style, and this thing is lit with Greek fire, and Isabella is able to escape And she could have saved the prince, but she smiled and let him die. It was cray. I was like, yo, this girl just literally just went evil. Like, that was like, God, like, that's how, like, you that mad at him? You were willing to let this kid just die? Like, God. Like, it was, I did not, like, I knew she was going to do some funny crap, but to let her see him, like, die, that was just like, wow. But either way, after that, we find out that it was all a part of William de Negri's plan for all these things to happen when it came to the prince dying, and as well as the capture, or at least the abduction, the abduction of the Earl of Oxford, aka the English ambassador. That was his plan, because that meant now with the kid dead, that means the marriage was over with, you mean the whole marriage thing was over with Catalonia. But England, or at least the king, would understand that England had nothing to do with it, because the ambassador would feel the type of way that he wasn't able to succeed in getting Princess Isabella to marry Edward. So he would have rightful cause to try to do the things he did with the attempted murder of the nobles and the king and all that stuff. So basically, William de Negri screwed the prince over and this guy over. And the assassin he hired, his name was Altani, and I believe she's a Mongol. So I think she and Tancred know each other, because I believe that's the person that Tancred knew. Oh wait, he didn't know her. He said he heard of her, basically, but he doesn't really know her. But he heard of her skill and her prowess. So basically, she cuts the dude's throat, and later in the episode, William de Negri basically is able to convince the king for Isabella and Prince Edward from England, to marry. So the episode basically ends with Queen Joan telling Landry once again that we can't be together, and that this child is going to be basically the child of the king. So deal with it. We're over. And then after that, we have Landry meeting with the Brotherhood of Light. And I believe he called the leader of the Brotherhood of Light Rashid. And we find out a little bit before this moment, in an early episode, that Rashid was actually the father of the Saracen of whom Tancred killed. And he confronted Draper, the converted Christian who was a former Muslim, that he needed his son's body for burial just due to the culture and all that stuff. And that he would see Landry when he wanted to see Landry. So basically, he saw Landry when he wanted to, basically at the end of this episode. So if I missed anything, y'all, please say it down below in the comments. And that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Josh Vision, adios.